So let's just say you got mad and you punched the wall like a bacala you are. So now you got this hole in the wall. How do you fix it? I'm going to show you how you do that. So first thing you want to do is make sure there's no wires or pipes in the way. So when you cut, you don't cut through the wires or the pipes. What you want to do is you want to try to square it off as best as possible. We're going to try to make a patch out of sheetrock to put in there. So make sure you try to clean it up very nice. Square it, clean all the debris out of it. And let me tell you something, don't punch the wall. Because if you ever catch a stud, you'll probably break your hand and you're going to regret every second of it. Really, don't be a bacala. In certain situations, you're going to have to put a hole in the wall to investigate the framing or to see if there's any pipes or whatnot in the way. So this is a good opportunity to teach you how to patch it for other circumstances. And maybe at one point I can get my act together and finally finish cleaning out this hole so I can show you the next step. So now you're going to measure the hole. So you take your measurements and you got to remember you want to be at least 1/8 of an inch shorter than what the hole actually is, because remember you're putting something inside the hole, so make it too perfect it won't fit. So now grab a scrap piece of sheetrock. What we're going to do is we're going to cut a patch, but what you want to do is from the dimension that you took from the hole with 1/8 of an inch smaller, you're going to add 1 inch for each side of the sheetrock. So for instance, if it was 4-inch hole, you're going to add 6 inches because there's 2 sides, 1 inch on each side. So what we're really making is we're making a patch with its built-in tape. So once you got your small little scrap, what you want to do is you want to flip it over and you want to put your marks on the back side. You want to do your scoring on the back side because what you want to do is the front you want to keep intact as the tape, because finished sheetrock has the tape side out. So make your mount marks, make it look nice, try to keep it as straight as possible so you don't have to go back and fidget with it 4 or 5 times to make it fit. So once I get my act together over here, then we're going to score the sheetrock. So now we're going to score the back of the sheetrock. I like to eye it, but if you feel more comfortable with the straight edge, use a straight edge. What we really want to do is we really just want to cut the paper. And what we're going to do is we're going to break off the ends and then peel off the sheetrock. So when you break it and when you start peeling it, try to be very gentle, not to damage the front of the sheetrock. Because remember, that's going to be your finished face. So the more damage it is, the more spackling and mudding you're going to have to do after. So I tested out my patch and it fits. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add some mud or compound to the wall. If you guys don't know how to do this, I suggest you look at my video on how to do this. I will leave it in the description below. So what we're going to do is we're going to mud up all the sides, and key point here is to try to get some of the compound or mud inside the seam where the patch is going to sit on all 4 sides. This is going to act like a glue and it's going to solidify everything together, and this is what really going to hold that patch in place. If you just put it on the wall, it's really not going to do much. It'll flex, it'll crack. So make sure you force it in the sides, make sure it stays there, put a generous amount. You can even put it on the patch side if you want. So make sure you do this. So now grab your patch, and what you want to do is make sure it fits in there perfectly. You want to push it, kind of finagle it a little bit, whatever you need to do to make it flat. So once you get it in, what you want to do is you want to start with your spackle knife from the center. Maybe I should wait until I actually do it to tell you. So start from the center and you want to pull away. What you want to do is you want to try to squeeze out some of the compound and make it flat. What this does, it helps you get all the air pockets out. And you don't want air pockets behind the tape because it'll bubble up and it'll look like shit. So now make sure you clean all the sides up very nice. Make sure it's nice and smooth. Just take your time with it too. I mean, if you need to add more, add more. So we let the patch dry a little bit. Now we're going to add a second coat. I highly suggest you guys look at my other video on how to spackle walls to show you the process of spackling at this point. What we're going to do is we're going to add 2 more coats of spackle on top of the patch. 3 coats altogether. 1 being the patch and 2 coats on top of it. Like I said before, I'll leave a link in the description below to show you how to spackle walls. Very simple, but I think everybody should look at it before you do this. So now I'm just going to clean it up a little bit, and we're just going to really move forward. I mean, it's pretty much it at this point. It's just going to do a third coat after this and light sanding, and it's ready for paint. That's it. That's how to fix a hole in the wall. It's pretty simple. Hopefully everybody could figure it out first time and not put so many holes in the walls.